2 weeks ago we arrived for a show in San Francisco, and then we started the Green Day tour. We just did one radio festival in San Francisco, and then straight onto the Green Day tour for 6 more weeks. Their accents, the American accents, are different in the audience. That's about the only difference.
It's kind of weird. Like, I reckon it's kind of getting to the stage now where we can come over here and play like club shows, sort of, in like New York and LA and sort of the major places. Not so much so in like the country areas yet, but it's kind of getting similar to back home, because of the population so much bigger over here. I mean, at home we do like a couple of thousand people or something, and we're kind of doing that over here too now. So it's kind of good. I mean, the difference in coming to different countries used to be that we would come here and play to 5 people, and back home we'd play to 2,000. So, but other than that, as you said, there's not that much difference. They go crazy to the same songs.
No, we don't. Well, apart from what we change around from night to night, we like to keep, because we're touring, whatever, 8 months a year or whatever. And generally, you tour on a record, you generally have to play pretty much the same songs, or what people know or whatever. So we, from night to night, we like to try and keep space in our songs where we can actually just go off and have a bit of a jam or whatever, which is what we'd do if we were sitting at home in a rehearsal room or whatever. We'd just play. So we just try and allow a little bit of time while we're on stage to just kind of waft off into whatever's going to happen on that particular night. But no, we try and generally keep it, based around what people are going to know and what we want people to know as well. Whatever it is we're trying to get across.
God, US influences for me personally. A lot of 50s stuff like Elvis and Buddy Holly and Chuck Berry, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, all the original guys that kind of invented rock and roll, I guess. And even later people like Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan and stuff. And an Australian, I don't know, people like Midnight Oil, AC/DC, The Angels, all the kind of rock stuff.
All the classics, and not just from America and Australia as well, from England and Europe. We're just, I don't know, there's something about an age-old rock song that stands the test of time, or a pop song, or whatever kind of song it is, that stands the test of time, that holds a certain sort of grace about it, that I guess, we find as influences. So that can come from anywhere and everywhere, whether it be whatever part of the world, or whatever genre, or whatever era. I think you'll find we've all got pretty individual kind of tastes, but we all share the same kind of love for all the good old classic artists. That was amazing. It was an honour. It's something that we're going to be able to look fondly upon for the rest of our lives. I think almost any band in the world would love to be able to say they've toured with AC/DC. And it was good because it was hard work for us as well. I mean, obviously AC/DC, especially in Australia, have such a loyal kind of following, and us getting up and playing in front of their fans was a big challenge for us. It was, we had to really win them over and try and get some kind of acceptance from us, because they'd paid their big bucks to see AC/DC play, and we were just in the way of them seeing AC/DC, if you look at it that way. So we had to really kind of get up there and do our best to make sure that that we were accepted by them. So it was good in that respect as well, and just awesome to be able to see them play live every night too. That was a bit of a thrill.
It's more like, it always comes across very political. We don't mean it to sort of come across that way, and I don't like sort of make light of it like we're not into politics, but we're just into playing good rock and roll. But just when it comes to lyrics and stuff, I just find it more appealing lyrically to write about an issue or something that actually means something, rather than look at the golden sand, isn't it lovely? There's enough kind of, there's a lot of crap out there, I think, with people that have nothing to say. So, and often I'll just be, like sitting with my guitar watching telly or something, and there'll be an issue in the paper or something will come on TV or something, and I don't know, I just like to write about something that's real, something that's actually happening as a true story. It's just like poetry, really, for me. It's just like commenting on a social situation. But I don't know, I think we've got a very honest approach. That's probably our politics. We like it to be kind of sort of from the heart and to be fairly real, rather than kind of all just make believe and just anything that sells, And I mean, our songs do connect with a lot of people, but at the same time, I think some of it goes over the top of people's heads. But that's all right because the music connects with them. So definitely in the late sort of 70s English kind of punk rock scene, it was definitely the hip sort of trendy thing to write about. You know, the whole politics of the country and stuff. And I mean, I really love the Clash and the Jam and you know, particularly Paul Weller's kind of style of songwriting. But it's hard for us. I mean, we've had pretty sort of decent lives. I feel like I had a pretty good kind of upbringing, and I'm not that sort of angry with the world that I feel I need to be, you know, sort of fighting back all the time. But there is, it's definitely a little bit too much the other way now. There's a lot of pop music out there that's just throwaway, and that's musically as well as lyrically. I think, you know, it's not exactly challenging or trying to sort of take music any further, I don't think. And that's fine, but there's a lot of good stuff that's underground that's probably never going to see the light of day, which is a shame.